Fentanyl is becoming a central issue in US trade negotiations, particularly as Trump targets Mexico and China with these tariffs. This is the headline today from the Wall Street Journal, how fentanyl became central to Trump's tariffs. And that's what we're talking about, because the US insists that both nations must combat the drugs production and also trafficking. Now, over the past year, overdose deaths have declined, but remain significantly higher than they were a decade ago, fentanyl contributing to the crisis. And in response, Mexico is deploying 10,000 National Guard members to the US border to try and curb this sort of trafficking. The relationship seems to be all about fentanyl, at least that's what we're being told. But surely this is about US dominance and also those asylum seekers who are gaining entry to the United States from places like South America, and in some cases doing so via Canada.
So it seems like this can really be a twofold issue, where now you have 10,000 troops stationed on America's southern border and also 10,000 stationed on America's northern border from the neighboring countries, meaning Mexico and, of course, Canada. So that certainly is a deterrent from that side coming into the United States. So you can look at this as some sort of a public service announcement, or maybe even a public relations campaign where people are seeing those images. We are seeing caravans making a U-turn, turning around, because word is getting out that you cannot cross the border. You will not be easily allowed in. That, this administration certainly does mean business. But when you talk about the fentanyl overdose statistics being a bit down, the other issue, and this is what we heard testimony on Capitol Hill today, and we have when the committees have been holding these meetings from those angel families, angel parents, and they are people that lost children. And this was never a case of them being hooked on drugs, being, drug addicts or looking for it. This was just a mistake. This is usually younger people who are at a party. They're given some pills. They're told that it's something else. I mean, we listened to a doctor, this was also today, saying that in a packet of sugar, the amount that's in there can kill 10,000 people. That's how potent fentanyl is. And they're also mixing it now with animal drugs, so that Narcan, which is what's given to reverse the effects, doesn't work. So, what is the thinking behind this? If you're trying to sell drugs, then you would most likely want repeat customers. And so when you're administering these types of pills and dosages, they're just completely fatal, right away. And so that is the larger question. This is not a national security issue. We know the fentanyl is being made in China. We know that it's coming across the border, both from the north and the south. And so it's not just people who are taking drugs. These are also people who are, by accident. We see during Halloween, Valentine's Day, other holidays where sometimes candy is given out in schools, that the local sheriff's department or law enforcement puts out these, PSAs to remind parents just to be careful, because we are seeing these nefarious actors, making fentanyl-laced candies specifically targeted for children.